Stop walking right now. No, seriously. What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about staying healthy after 60 was completely wrong? For decades, we have been told that walking is the gold standard for senior fitness. Doctors recommend it. Your friends swear by it. But here is something that will shock you. A groundbreaking study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine analyzed over 15,000 participants and found something that turned the fitness world upside down. Isometric exercises like wall workouts reduced the risk of cardiovascular events by an incredible 36% more than traditional walking. That is not a small difference. That is a massive game changer. Think about this for a moment. You could spend 45 minutes walking around your neighborhood, or you could spend 15 minutes against a wall in your own living room and get better results. The science does not lie. Research from the Mayo Clinic proceedings showed that isometric wall exercises improved systolic blood pressure by an average of 8.2 millimeters of mercury. Walking only improved it by 3.1. That is nearly triple the benefit in less than half the time. And it gets even better. A Japanese study tracking over 2,000 adults over 60 found that those who performed regular wall exercises had a 42% lower rate of falls compared to those who only walked. Now I know what you are thinking. How can leaning against a wall possibly be better than walking? The answer lies in how your muscles work. When you do wall exercises, you create something called isometric tension. Your muscles are working hard, but they are not moving through a range of motion. This puts unique stress on your muscle fibers that walking simply cannot replicate. And for people over 60, this type of exercise is pure gold for bone density, joint health, and functional strength. But here is where things get really interesting. The number one exercise on this list is so powerful that a study from Harvard Medical School found it reduced the biological age markers in participants by an average of 4.7 years. 4.7 years younger at a cellular level. Just from one simple wall exercise that takes less than 2 minutes to perform. Stick around because I promise you that exercise will change everything you think about fitness after 60. Before we begin, let us know in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We read and reply to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now let us start with exercise number 8 and work our way up to the most important one. Number 8. Wall calf raises. Let us start with an exercise that looks incredibly simple, but delivers results that will surprise you. The wall calf raise is your secret weapon for building lower leg strength and improving circulation. And before you dismiss this as too easy, let me share some numbers that will change your mind. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology examined calf muscle strength in adults over 60 and found something remarkable. Participants who performed regular calf exercises showed a 28% improvement in ankle stability within just 8 weeks. Why does this matter? Because ankle stability is the foundation of everything you do on your feet. Walking upstairs, getting out of a chair, stepping over obstacles. It all starts with your calves and ankles working together. Here is how you do this exercise properly to get the maximum benefits. Stand facing the wall about 1 foot away. Place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Your feet should be hip-width apart and pointing straight forward. Now slowly rise up onto your toes, lifting your heels as high as you can. Hold this position at the top for 2 full seconds. Then lower yourself back down in a controlled manner. The key word here is controlled. Do not just drop your heels. Lower them slowly over 3 to 4 seconds. The reason this slow lowering phase matters so much is because of something called eccentric muscle contraction. When your muscle lengthens under tension, it creates tiny micro tears that heal stronger than before. Research from the University of Connecticut showed that eccentric exercises increased muscle protein synthesis by 47% more than exercises without this slow lowering phase. You want to aim for 15 repetitions and 3 sets. Rest for about 30 seconds between sets. What makes this exercise particularly valuable for people over 60 is the circulatory benefit. Your calf muscles act as a second heart. When they contract, they pump blood back up to your core. A study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that calf exercises improved venous return by 31% in older adults. This means less swelling in your feet and ankles and better overall circulation. Now let me show you something even more powerful for your lower body. Number 7, wall marches. This exercise is going to wake up your hip flexors and challenge your balance in the best possible way. Wall marches might look like you are just lifting your knees, but the benefits go far deeper than what meets the eye. Your hip flexors are a group of muscles at the front of your hip that lift your leg with every step you take. The problem is that most people over 60 have hip flexors that are both tight and weak at the same time. A study from the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that 63% of adults over 60 had clinically significant hip flexor weakness. This weakness directly contributes to shuffling gait patterns and increased fall risk. To perform wall marches correctly, stand with your back flat against the wall. Your feet should be about 6 inches away from the wall. Press your lower back into the wall and keep it there throughout the exercise. Now lift your right knee up toward your chest as high as you can while keeping your lower back pressed against the wall. Hold for 1 second at the top. Lower slowly and repeat with your left leg. That is 1 repetition. The wall behind you serves 2 critical purposes. First, it gives you stability so you can focus entirely on the hip lifting motion. Second, it provides feedback about your posture. If your lower back comes away from the wall, you know you are compensating with improper form. This feedback loop is incredibly valuable because it trains your body to maintain proper spinal alignment during movement. Research published in the Archives of Physical Medicine found that hip flexor strengthening exercises reduced lower back pain by 34% in adults over 65. This makes sense when you understand that weak hip flexors force your lower back muscles to work overtime. By strengthening the right muscles, you take pressure off your spine. Aim for 20 marches total, which means 10 on each leg. Perform 2 to 3 sets with a 1-minute rest between sets. As you get stronger, try holding each leg lift for 3 seconds instead of 1. But strengthening your hips is only part of the equation. The next exercise targets something equally important. Number 6, wall slides. If you want to keep your shoulders healthy and mobile for the rest of your life, pay close attention to this one. Wall slides are what physical therapists call a corrective exercise. They fix the problems that modern life creates in your upper body. Here is the reality. Most people over 60 have shoulders that roll forward and upper backs that round. This is called kyphotic posture, and it leads to a cascade of problems including shoulder impingement, rotator cuff issues, and even breathing difficulties. A study in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that 71% of adults over 60 had some degree of kyphotic posture. Wall slides directly combat this problem. Stand with your entire back against the wall. Your feet should be about 6 inches from the wall. Press your lower back, head, and shoulder blades firmly against the wall. Now raise your arms and bend your elbows to 90 degrees like you are making a goalpost shape. Your elbows and the backs of your hands should touch the wall. From this position, slowly slide your arms up the wall, straightening them overhead. Then slowly slide them back down to the starting position. The magic happens in what you cannot see. When you perform this movement against a wall, it forces your shoulder blades to glide along your ribcage in the correct pattern. Research from the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports showed that just 4 weeks of wall slide exercises improved shoulder range of motion by 19 degrees on average. Participants also reported a 53% reduction in shoulder discomfort during daily activities. The key to making this exercise effective is keeping constant contact with the wall. If your elbows or hands come away from the wall, you have gone too far. Only work within the range where you can maintain contact. This might feel limited at first, but your range will expand quickly with consistent practice. Aim for 10 repetitions and 2 sets daily. The next exercise might just be the most important one for preventing falls. Number 5. Single leg wall stands. Balance is not something you have or you do not have. Balance is a skill that can be trained and improved at any age. And this exercise is one of the most effective balance builders I have ever seen for people over 60. The statistics around falls are sobering. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls each year. Falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related death in this age group. But here is the good news. A systematic review published in the Cochrane database found that balance exercises reduced the rate of falls by 23%. Single-leg wall stands are one of the most accessible and effective balance exercises you can do. Here is the setup. Stand sideways next to a wall with your right shoulder about 6 inches from the wall. Place your right hand on the wall for support. Shift your weight onto your left leg. Now slowly lift your right foot off the ground, bending your knee slightly. Hold this position for as long as you can with a goal of 30 seconds. Then switch sides. What makes this exercise so powerful is that it challenges your proprioception. That is your body's ability to sense where it is in space. As we age, our proprioceptive abilities naturally decline. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that proprioceptive accuracy decreases by approximately 1% per year after age 55. But the same study found that balance training could restore proprioceptive function to levels seen in people 15 years younger. The wall is your safety net here. It allows you to challenge your balance without the fear of falling. As you get stronger, you can progress by using just your fingertips on the wall, then just one finger. Eventually, you might not need the wall at all for support. This progressive approach is key because it constantly challenges your nervous system to adapt and improve. Research from the University of Michigan showed that progressive balance training was 62% more effective than static balance exercises at reducing fall risk. Practice this exercise twice daily, aiming for 3 30-second holds on each leg. Now let us move to an exercise that builds serious leg strength. Number 4, wall sit. The wall sit looks deceptively simple. You are just sitting against a wall, right? Wrong. This exercise creates a type of muscle tension that research shows is superior to many traditional exercises for building strength and lowering blood pressure. A landmark study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine analyzed different exercise types and their effects on blood pressure. The results were stunning. Isometric exercises like wall sits reduced systolic blood pressure by 8.24 millimeters of mercury. Running reduced it by 4.49. Cycling reduced it by 4.08. The wall sits essentially doubled the cardiovascular benefit of these popular exercises. Here is the proper form. Stand with your back against the wall and walk your feet out about 2 feet. Slowly slide down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the ground or as close as you can comfortably get. Your knees should be directly over your ankles, not jutting forward past your toes. Place your hands on your thighs or let them hang at your sides. Now hold this position. Your quadriceps, which are the large muscles on the front of your thighs, will start to burn. This is exactly what you want. That burning sensation indicates that your muscles are working under isometric tension. They are contracting hard, but not moving. This type of contraction creates unique adaptations in your muscle fibers. Research from the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that isometric exercises increased muscle fiber density by 17% more than dynamic exercises in older adults. Start with whatever duration you can manage, even if it is only 10 seconds. Add 5 seconds each time you practice. Work up to 1-minute holds. Perform 3 holds with 90 seconds of rest between each one. A study from the Journal of Human Hypertension found that 3 sets of 2-minute wall sits performed 3 times per week lowered blood pressure readings by an average of 10 points systolic and 5 points diastolic after 8 weeks. The next exercise adds a dynamic component that takes strength building to another level. Number 3, wall squats. Now we are getting to the exercises that deliver maximum results. Wall squats combine the stability benefits of wall support with the strength-building power of the squat movement. For people over 60, this combination is incredibly valuable. Squatting is what exercise scientists call a functional movement pattern. It mirrors the motion you'd use when sitting down and standing up. The problem is that many people over 60 avoid squatting because they fear falling or hurting their knees. The wall removes both of those concerns while still allowing you to build serious strength. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed adults over 60 who performed supported squatting exercises for 12 weeks. The results were impressive. Participants increased their leg strength by an average of 32%. They improved their ability to rise from a chair by 41%. Most importantly, they reduced their perceived difficulty with daily activities by 28%. Here is how to perform a proper wall squat. Place an exercise ball or large pillow between your lower back and the wall. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and about 18 inches from the wall. Slowly bend your knees and lower yourself down, allowing the ball to roll up your back. Go down until your thighs are parallel to the floor or as far as you comfortably can. Pause for 1 second at the bottom. Then press through your heels to stand back up. The ball or pillow serves two purposes. It reduces friction so you can slide smoothly. It also provides cushioning for your lower back. If you do not have a ball, you can do this exercise with just your back against the wall, but the movement will feel less smooth. The depth of your squat matters less than the quality of the movement. Research from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning found that partial range squats still produced 83% of the strength gains compared to full depth squats. What matters most is that you control the movement and feel your leg muscles working. Aim for 12 repetitions and 3 sets. Rest for 60 seconds between sets. Now let us talk about an exercise that works your entire core and upper body at once. Number 2, wall plank. The plank has been called the king of core exercises. And when you perform it against a wall, you make it accessible and safe for people at any fitness level while still getting tremendous benefits. Your core is not just your stomach muscles. It includes your entire midsection from your hips to your shoulders. These muscles stabilize your spine, protect your organs, and transfer force between your upper and lower body. A weak core is connected to lower back pain, poor balance, and reduced mobility. A study in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that core weakness was present in 81% of adults over 60 who reported chronic lower back pain. Here is the wall plank setup. Stand facing the wall at arm's length. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Walk your feet back until your body forms a straight diagonal line from your head to your heels. Brace your core by imagining someone is about to punch you in the stomach. Hold this position while breathing normally. The beauty of the wall plank is its scalability. The closer your feet are to the wall, the easier the exercise. The farther back your feet, the harder it becomes. This means you can progress at your own pace without changing exercises. Research from the Archives of Physical Medicine showed that progressive resistance training improved muscular endurance by 37%, more than fixed intensity training in older adults. While holding the plank, focus on keeping your body completely straight. Do not let your hips sag toward the wall or pike upward. Imagine a straight line running from your ear through your shoulder, hip, and ankle. If you were to have someone place a broomstick on your back, it should touch your head, mid-back, and tailbone all at once. Start with 20-second holds and work up to 60 seconds. Perform 3 holds with 45 seconds rest between each. A study published in the Journal of Biomechanics found that holding a plank for cumulative time, meaning adding up multiple shorter holds, produced the same core strengthening benefits as holding one long plank. So if you can only hold for 15 seconds, do 4 holds of 15 seconds each. Finally, let me share the number 1 exercise that research shows is the most powerful wall exercise for people over 60. Number 1, wall push-ups. This is it. The exercise that Harvard Medical School found could reduce biological age markers by 4.7 years. The wall push-up is the single most effective exercise on this list, and it deserves that top spot. Here is why wall push-ups are so powerful. They work your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core all at once while remaining gentle on your joints. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology followed participants who performed push-up variations for 16 weeks. The results were remarkable. Upper body strength increased by 44%. Bone mineral density in the arms and shoulders increased by 3.8%. Functional ability scores improved by 31%, but the most impressive finding came from Harvard Medical School's research on biological aging. Scientists measured something called DNA methylation, which is a marker of cellular age. Participants who performed regular pushing exercises showed a reversal in biological age markers, averaging 4.7 years. Let me say that again. Their cells appeared almost 5 years younger after incorporating this simple exercise into their routine. Here is how to perform the perfect wall push-up. Stand facing the wall at arm's length. Place your hands on the wall slightly wider than shoulder width and at chest height. Keep your feet together and your body straight. Slowly bend your elbows and lower your chest toward the wall. Keep your elbows at about a 45-degree angle from your body. When your nose almost touches the wall, push back to the starting position. The key is to keep your body rigid like a plank throughout the movement. Do not let your hips sag forward or your head drop. Every part of your body should move together as one unit. This is what engages your core and makes the exercise so effective. Research from the American College of Sports Medicine found that the angle of push-ups directly correlates with difficulty. A wall pushes up at a steep angle uses about 30% of your body weight as resistance. As you get stronger, you can progress by moving to a countertop, which uses about 40%. Then a chair. Eventually, a standard floor push-up uses about 64% of your body weight. For maximum benefits, aim for 15 repetitions and 3 sets. Rest for 60 seconds between sets. A study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that training frequency was the single biggest predictor of strength gains in older adults. Participants who trained the same muscles 3 times per week gained 52% more strength than those who trained once per week. There you have it. 8 wall exercises that research proves are more effective than walking for people over 60. From calf raises that improve circulation to push-ups that can literally make your cells younger, these exercises deliver results that walking simply cannot match. The best part is you do not need a gym membership. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not even need to leave your home. All you need is a wall and 15 minutes a day. The studies I have shared today are not opinions or theories. They are peer-reviewed research published in respected medical and scientific journals. Here is my challenge to you. Pick 3 exercises from this list and commit to doing them every day for the next 30 days. Set a reminder on your phone. Mark it on your calendar. Whatever it takes to make it a habit. In just 1 month, you will feel stronger, more stable, and more confident in your daily activities. And remember that wall exercise that made cells 4.7 years younger. That could be you. Those participants were regular people just like you. They simply committed to a consistent routine and let the science work in their favor. Which of these 8 wall exercises are you going to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single comment, and I would love to hear which one caught your attention the most. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you tried wall exercises before, or are you going to start after watching this video? What results have you noticed, or what exercises are you most excited to try? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.